Hi, BiFFs.
Hey, Beth.
Dear Abby.
Dear Kiki.
Captain.
Red flag.
Cheers to you.
Desperate housewife.
Pinot Grigio.
Doesn't want to marry
Loser
you.
power.
Love you like I
Lukewarm
love you.
wine.
Don't talk to yourself.
Cheers, BiFF. Cheers.
Ill-advised.
Ill-advised. This is Ill-advised.
Hey, BiFFs.
Hello.
Hello and welcome.
Oh, welcome to Ill-advised.
The podcast where two best friends tell you what to do when someone else already has.
Like your auntie.
And not her fuckboy.
Yeah.
Because I don't know you.
Because you ain't my uncle.
You ain't my
Uncle.
daddy once removed. Right? Right? Fuck you. I'll fuck you. Imagine.
Wouldn't your real uncle be your daddy once removed?
Semantics is all I have for that. I don't think that's even accurate. I don't think you can have a daddy removed. Maybe that's your grandfather, actually.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Like your grandfather.
Or your dad.
Once removed.
And how you doing, Beth?
Good. I have my oldest sibling and his family came to visit from South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
So we had a little family bash this past weekend, which was lovely.
Nice.
Yes.
That sounds nice.
Yeah, it was perfect.
How's my queenie?
Fabulous.
She's my queenie.
She's fabulous.
Excellent. That's perfect.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm in denial that I'm not happy because of my work situation, and that's fine. Doesn't sound like denial anymore when you say it out loud, does it? And
I think that is the cross for acceptance.
yes, thank you. I am at where I'm at, and I'm okay with it.
Amen.
You know, today was just, our summer has been very rainy, and
Oh my gosh.
I'm just feeling what the weather is reflecting today otherwise, and I am dressed like leggings.
You look great.
Thank
you. BT dubs.
I told you this earlier, but like, I looked at Colin and I was like, do I look like leggings today? And he's like, no. I was like, do I look like I want to be wearing leggings today? He's like, sure. I was like, that's the right answer.
You're the male leggings.
I am the male leggings. I am the leggings, not what I'm wearing. I am.
You
But
are.
yeah, I just wanted to be like, this is athleisure at its finest.
I know every woman.
Here you go, guys. Athleisure at its finest.
You better put that away.
Oh, aye.
Did you just blush?
No, did I? Oh, no.
No, it's just 72 degrees in here.
Oh, is that it?
Got it.
Damn, that's 1 degree above normal. Wine?
Yes, please.
Okay, let's do it. I decided that this week we were going to drink a tarot card. I don't know if they can see this, but
Let me see it.
it's literally looks like a tarot
Ooh,
card
I like
on
her.
the label. I thought you would. I think this was $11.99. The brand, the company is the winemaker,
The
winery company. Prophecy. Buttery Chardonnay 2019 from California.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, actually, it is a tarot card.
Stop.
It's the Empress is on the front.
Yes.
So I'm wondering if they have different cards on different
they
bottles.
Must. Let's check them out.
We should. At Prophecy Wines, our inspiration comes from the beauty of the harvest and the possibility of greatness in a glass. Our wines are sourced from premier global growing regions, individually selected to bear each of the varietal's defining characteristics. Prophecy Chardonnay showcases some of the best of California. The wine's smooth and buttery mouthfeel is balanced by refreshing notes of rich pear, tropical fruit, spiced apple, and creamy vanilla with just a dash of oak. Prophecy Wines. Drink responsibly. Cheers.
Cheers. Sounds like it's going to taste good.
It better taste good. Smells great.
Smells sour.
Your face looks sour.
Gosh. My jar.
Your face looks like it has a Best Buy date.
Wait, my face?
Just the face you made after you sniffed
Or
the
this
wine.
wine has a Best Buy date?
I don't know. It has a touch of oak, so maybe.
Oh, you're right.
Let's go. Ready? I was so happy with it until the oak slapped me in the fucking dick.
It's a lot of slapping.
It's a lot of slapping. It's a really loud noise.
It's a really
Holy
large
oak.
oak.
This is
Thank
Fuck you. I hope you.
Took you long enough.
It did take me a little bit. A half a second is a half a second too long. This is not a dash of oak. This is straight up oak.
This is like I tapped a tree and this came out.
Right. Biff, I don't think I've ever given.
Well, we have to be fair because it's good otherwise. People might really like oaky wines.
If you like oaky wines, I'm going to give this a 12 out of 5.
Yeah. I was going to say, if you like oaky wines, this is actually really good.
And I don't mind oaky wines, but I think that this, like, it says a splash of oak, and I really just taste oak. Okay, the second taste wasn't so bad. All right, the third one. First to cleanse, second to acclimate, and go. It's still very oaky to me.
Yeah, it definitely is. It wasn't as the first
pungent, yeah. As Best Buy.
Yeah.
What would you give it?
I don't know because...
You're looking at me like you want me to give my score first.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a 2.
I'm with you. Because I
a 2.
am not buying this for myself.
I am not buying it.
And I'm also not bringing this to a party.
No.
However,
well, I mean, actually, I would bring it if someone brought it to my house and left it there.
Re-gift.
I'd bring it back to their party.
Re-gift.
I heard this is your favorite.
However, in Prophecy's defense, if I ever hear in conversation somebody preferring oaky wine, I would absolutely recommend this.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, me too, if I remember.
True.
I don't remember what I had for breakfast.
Very true.
Well,
all right.
Whatever, I'll drink it. But yeah, a 2. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Prophecy, but I will give your other wines a try for sure.
And we love the bottle.
We love the bottle. Listen, presentation's everything.
Anyways.
We have questions.
Yes.
We have questions.
We have Harriette Cole this week with Sense and Sensitivity from uexpress.com.
We haven't done her in a little bit.
The letter U, Express. All right, should we?
Should.
We should.
We should.
This is December 2020. And the title is Best Friend Tired of Lying to Hide Woman's Affair.
Oh. Wait, how close are they?
If you ever get
How close are they? If you ever have an affair.
Get tired of hiding my secrets. Just know I'll kill you.
Whoa.
I'll kill you.
Whoa. Okay. Let's get some context before we start murdering each other, shall we?
Fine. Dear Harriette, my best friend is cheating on her husband and keeps dragging me into her lies. We work together and I have to cover for her during work and on the weekends. She'll go to lunch with this man, and if her husband calls or stops by, I have to be quick to come up with a lie as to why she isn't in the break room. She will tell him she is out with me, and if he can't reach her, he then calls me, and I have to answer as to why she can't answer her phone or come to the phone when he calls. I want to be there for her and support her, but I can't take the pressure because I don't want to be caught in a lie and then have her mad at me because I can't keep up. It has gotten out of control, and I don't know what else to do to stay out of it. I need some suggestions. Lying best friends. This is kind of funny.
This is a lot funny. And let me tell you why. Because your dedication as the best friend who is hiding the secret goes above and beyond what any other best friend, in my opinion, would do. Like, you're an ultra friend. You're not a best friend. You're an ultra friend.
Isn't that the definition of best friends?
Well, yes and no.
That's the defining factor.
Hiding the affair?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let me rephrase. Lying for you when you've compromised me to hide your affair.
Compromised you in what way?
I have to lie for you at work, make up a lie.
Not to the boss.
Know.
It's not like your job's on the line.
No, but like you have to, like, for example, I don't want to lie to anybody. Like, there's little lies, right? Like, yeah, she totally went to that concert. Like, yeah, her favorite artist, blah, 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 whatever, like to make you look good to a guy or whatever, which, let's face it, you wouldn't date anybody who doesn't listen to your music anyway.
It's fair.
But there's also like wrapping me in your lies, bringing me in, and then asking me to lie for you. Like maybe once or twice in this big grand scheme, like I'm going to lie for you. After that, I'm going to be like, me personally, I'm going to be like, listen, I'm not going to tell on you because you're my best friend, because I'm going to take your secret to the grave with me. But I'm also not going to be your cover because I don't want to have to lie about what I did last night. Because what if I got laid in a gangbang and I want to tell everybody?
And you want to tell everybody?
Yeah. Sex positivity, motherfucker. And instead, I'm like, no, I was totally listening to 2006 throwbacks with Stephanie with wine on the floor, yelling expletives and bad shit. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's a little bit much. That's a lot to expect from a best friend. To compromise their own morals to support whatever you're doing is a lot to expect, in my opinion.
I can get behind that.
You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't expect you to break the law for me. I know you will.
I was going to say.
I know you will.
Right.
But if I had any other best friend in the world, actually, even you, like, I don't expect that to be a thing. But that's, again, just me. But this is what we do in this podcast. We speak on our own behalves.
Right. See, I can absolutely get behind you. Also.
Not a but an and?
Also.
Ooh.
I don't care what lie I have to tell your husband. Yes, she was on my couch and couldn't answer her phone because my toddler had it.
All right.
You know what I mean?
Okay, but here, this introduces another thing in my mind. I am a terrible
You fucking are.
liar.
You almost put us all in jail. Because you can't lie. Even when you are given a second opportunity to lie.
Oh my God.
Shall we?
Go on. Stephanie covered for me.
Angry.
And right after she covered for me, I incriminated myself.
Twice.
Listen, guys, let me preface with, just because we say drink responsibly at the beginning of these episodes,
Nobody takes their own advice.
Don't go drinking and driving. It's not cool, but we did.
We were young and dumb.
And we're still cool because we're the exception.
We were young and dumb.
We were young and dumb 6 years ago.
Pre-game drinks before going to the bar.
And didn't realize we were that pre-game. Well, I didn't realize I was that pre-gamed.
That's fair.
And even after, when we turned around, I was like, I still don't feel that pre-gamed.
True.
But we hit a roadblock.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I'm coached this whole time on what to say while we're waiting in line to be roadblocked.
I don't think I coached you.
You did.
Did I?
Yes, you did. I will admit my faults right here on air.
Actually, that makes sense because I know you. I know
you know me, and I'm instantly like,
yeah, you're instantly
I have a problem with
yourself.
Cops. This goes back to my kid, my youth, my kids.
That's why it makes sense to me that I was trying to tell you, like, just be normal, not normal.
Nope. Next time, just be like,
normal.
Don't be normal.
Just pretend nothing is. I don't know what I coached you. So
You did. You coached me. Just be like, you're good. You're good. Everything's fine. Like, you didn't have anything to drink and we're good.
Oh, I'm drunk, but you're not.
That's the idea, but the truth shall set you free.
So the cop
stops me and I roll down the window.
You had anything to drink tonight?
Mm-hmm.
And your response, Biff?
Not really.
And the cop proceeds to say,
step out of the car, please.
No. You missed a time. You missed a.
Oh, right.
The cop
not
then
really?
Again says, not really or no. And Biff?
Not really.
I fucking almost punched him in front of the cop. I almost punched him.
That's why she almost went to jail.
Yeah, exactly. You almost sent us out of jail because then.
Who was going to bail us out? No best friends left.
Yeah. The cop literally was like, not really or no. Like, I guarantee if you would have said no,
he would have been like,
he would have said, okay, like, go home.
So then it was, step out of the car, please.
The cop literally, but he said it in a way that was like,
You're a
an
dumbass.
idiot.
You're a
Now
dumbass.
you have to get out of the car.
Which is
now this is my job.
And like, I don't like, I have a shit memory in a lot of ways, not when it matters. And this apparently, doesn't matter. But like, I remember all of this. So
Yeah.
I step out and I think I am doing stellar with my ABCs because I know them backwards when I'm sober. Because I'm weird like that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then walking a straight line, he's like, can you walk a straight line? I said, no. He's like, you can't? I was like, with a fucking busted ankle and a busted knee, no, I can't walk a straight line.
Yeah. That was probably your saving grace.
And he's like, no, it wasn't.
Oh.
It was not. So, of course, I go ahead and I try to walk a straight line. And might I add that he had me do my alphabet backwards while on one foot, which I can't do now. I'm sorry, which I can't do when I'm sober. Right? So I'm like, okay, great. So, of course, I don't pass the test. So they come up with the field sobriety test. This is non-admissible in court. I said, non-admissible. And if I refuse, we take you in. I said, okay. So either way, I was fucked in my head. So I was like, why not comply? 0.01 under the legal limit. And for that reason alone.
I don't even think I remember that part.
0.01. Do you know how small that is?
0.01.
That is 1/100%.
That means one lick.
One lick.
One lick.
I was
And you would have
touched
been at the limit.
by who the ever fuck is
Anxiety.
up there.
Your body was like tweaking
You're not
out.
drunk.
Body, go now.
Fight.
Get this alcohol out.
I probably pissed myself right there, right
You
before.
pissed out that point.
That point. Oh. And because of that,
I don't even
I
remember
was released.
you being 0.01 under. I don't remember that.
Oh, I remember. I was like, oh, and he's like, he literally looked at me. He's like, wow, I'll be damned. Like, I thought I met my quota tonight.
Yeah.
So I was free to go home. And instead of driving the 50 minutes to Boston, we turned around and went home and drank.
Did we go to the gay bar?
No, we didn't.
Oh, we went home.
We went home. We were literally at 1/4 mile from home and we drove a 1/4 mile back.
Oh, I thought we went to the gay bar that night.
No, we went home and finished drinking on the floor and said very inappropriate.
That was that night?
That was that night.
Stop. I thought that was when we got home from the bar.
This is why I have a good memory when it doesn't matter.
Yeah, you're right.
That was that night.
What a fantastic story.
And you're all very welcome for this anecdote. You will be finding this on your reels. Sorry, Mom.
Anyways, the point of this story, don't trust him with your secret.
When I can't be trusted with my own.
The guy puts himself in jail, let alone me.
I put you in jail, not directly, but by association.
Right.
Let me just put it that way. It wasn't by my own will. It was
That
my
is your
inability
own
to be
will.
complicit.
2 times. You'll never live this.
If that never proves
times.
to anybody that I can't fucking lie to save my life.
Literally to save your
To
life.
save my life. I feel like a deer in headlights. I also feel like only liars say I can't lie to save my life.
That's not true.
Really?
Well, I mean, I'm not like a liar, but like I have no issues lying for my friends or like, you know what I mean?
But like
This type
saying
of
like
thing,
I
but,
can't like to convince somebody because you're genuine, like I can't lie to save my life.
I would never say that.
Yeah. I feel like a liar could though.
Maybe like Charles Bundy. Is that his name?
Bundy. Charles Bundy. Charles
Charles is right.
I don't know why I want to say
Bundy
Ike
is
Bundy,
right.
but that's not right. I know that's not
I
right.
don't know who Ike Bundy
Bundy.
is.
What? Tom, Charles, Tim,
Google.
Jones, Israel.
Google him while I give my answer.
Ted. I didn't even have to Google.
Ted Bundy.
Ted Bundy.
Charles Manson, Ted Bundy.
Charles Bundy. I think you've confused your serial killers. You're a true crime shame.
So I'm with you with like, it can be a lot of work.
Wait, can I be the exception to this? Whatever you're going to say. Just based on the story we just told.
No, I'm with you, I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm with you with the part that it's like, now it's like a whole job. It's a whole chore for me to like keep you out of trouble with your husband. I get that. I just don't think for me it's like a big deal. And I know, especially like Marissa, I could call that girl right now and be like, I was with you last Tuesday, right? And she would be like, girl, yeah, when we went to go get pizza and beers and had a fire, you know what I mean? And it
now I know what that means. Because I'd be like, wait, what happened? I'd want to have a whole conversation while a cop's right behind you.
Tuesday, I was at work.
Tuesday, I was probably with you. Let's be real. But Wednesday.
So yeah, like, I think it's just a matter of, I guess what you said, morals, maybe.
It's not just morals. I think it's,
it's like nothing for me to tell your husband, in defense of my friend, because I'm going to jail for you. I'll kill your ex for you. Like, that's just my nature.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's just kind of a matter of like, just I don't want to say characters, because you're still an amazing friend. And even if this was something that, if I was having an affair and at some point you finally were like, Biff, like, I'm fucking done doing this. Like,
well, my problem isn't lying for you. My problem isn't lying for you. My problem is being the lie for you. And that's where it gets a little bit convoluted, because I do have a life, and it's not necessarily, it's not so much my morals. It's me having to compromise, like I have a life story to tell, but I have to alter it to cover you. You know what I mean?
Was that in the writing?
She's included. She has to cover for her. Like, she's saying she's with her. And so when he can't get a hold of her, he calls her phone. And she has to come up with something in that moment. Like, why can't you talk to your wife? And to me, it's like, okay, I can do that here and there, but I can't make that my lifestyle. That's a lot to ask of somebody. So
I guess my question is, what makes you feel like that's like, now you have to change the way you're living to lie for her? Because I didn't get that.
I don't have to change the way that I'm living. I have to change the narrative of my life, like how I tell a story. Because if I tell it wrong to the wrong person, oh, you did that Tuesday? I thought Tuesday you were with Stephanie. I thought you and Stephanie went to the mall. Now you're telling me you were getting a manicure and getting ridiculed by the women who were filing your nails.
I think you're way far ahead.
Well, yeah. But I'm thinking in the long run, like, you know how you and I say sometimes enough is enough, or I'm going to get to the point where I can't take anymore and that'll be it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what this person's getting to, is they've like, yeah, I'll happily cover for you. Yes. And now, like, I'm being taken advantage of. And I'm like, I literally need to stop what I'm doing to answer the phone so that you don't get caught cheating.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's a lot to ask of somebody, like, if somebody's husband's calling me knowing what I know,
mm-hmm.
then I know they're looking for you. And if I don't answer the phone,
I would just not answer and then shoot you a text.
I would just
text you and say, Bobby's calling me.
Yep. Yeah, I would just not. So maybe I don't have to lie for you. Oh, even better.
Even better.
I just have, cheers. And this is what best friendship is all about.
And let's see what Harriette says.
That's right.
Dear lying best friends, pump the brakes.
Pump the brakes.
Pump it up. Take your best friend aside and tell her that her time is up. You cannot participate in her lie anymore. You love her, but you have had enough. Tell her that because you love her, you recognize that she has to get herself together. Right now, she is out of control and reckless. Describe to her what you just wrote to me. It sounds crazy and is destined for disaster. Plus, you don't want to participate in a lie. Suggest that she handle her business. It is time for her to choose which man she wants to be with. Even if she isn't ready to make that choice, make it clear to her that you no longer can lie for her.
You know what we didn't do?
What?
Give advice.
It's because we got caught up telling cop stories.
Cop stories, but like also what we would do as friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we didn't take into consideration that we're not that person who wrote this question. We're being us.
I think we still gave roundabout advice.
Yeah. Well, implied.
Yeah. Implied, yeah.
Yeah. So listen to us or don't.
You either are this friend or you're not.
Right.
Or you not. Or you're not.
You don't have to lie. You just have to cover.
Don't answer his calls.
Ethically, I'm with you. I would tell my friend in this roundabout way. But also the other side of me that tears me out of my skin, the friend part. Like, I don't have to lie. I just have to cover. And that means don't answer the phone. Text this bitch like, your man's calling me. I'm not answering. You got to take care of this.
Right.
Which I guess is the same thing. Next.
Okay. This one is from August 10th, also 2020. The title of this one, Toxic Ex-Boyfriend Wants to Become Friends.
Fuck no.
Maybe.
Don't you look at me like that.
Maybe.
Fuck no.
Some of my most toxic ex-boyfriends were the best lace.
That doesn't make you friends.
True.
That does not make you friends.
Friends with benefits.
No.
Dear Harriette.
Harriette.
I just got out of a relationship not too long ago that I believe was toxic for both of us. We took our time apart, but he has appeared again in my life asking to start over and be friends. He says that he is different. Oh, bye.
Mm-hmm.
And he wants me to get to know the quote unquote new him. However, I am not sure what to do. Should we be friends and see if there is a relationship for us in the future? Or should I just leave it alone and move on and continue healing? I need some help. A girl on the rise. Should be a girl on the run. Girl on the run.
Is that the Band on the Run?
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a friend who used to think that song said, "Fag on the run." Yep. So every time we see each other, we sing that to each other.
That's awesome.
It's terrible, isn't it?
It's terrible.
Yep. It's great. And she's like, when I realized that wasn't the song, I was like, you really thought they let you say that on the radio? She was like, I don't fucking...
That wasn't my question. My question is, why are they saying "fag" on the run?
But, yeah.
BF.
I'm sorry. Can you repeat her question?
Should we be friends and see if there is a relationship for us in the future? Or should I just leave it alone and move on and continue healing? I need some help.
My thoughts.
Jeez.
There is one part of what you said that isn't fair, but also is fair.
Continue.
I am here to confuse you. Thank you
you
for coming to my TED Talk. When you said that I believe was toxic for the both of us, was not a fair statement. But in saying that, I am going to assume that you felt that this relationship was toxic for you. So let's not talk.
Why is that not a fair statement?
Because we can't speak on his behalf. Apparently it wasn't toxic enough for him. But it was toxic for you. And that's fair. If you feel it's toxic.
If it's like we're fighting every second, we're, you know what I mean, doing that type of thing, I think it's a little bit fair to say it's toxic for both of us.
Yeah. Okay. I see what you're saying. I'm thinking more of like, you know, trying to assess someone else's tolerance. You know what I mean?
Tolerance.
Yeah. Like, oh, you've had enough? Like, this is toxic for you? You know what I mean? So I think I like your approach better because mine's very analytical and yours is feeling.
Sounds about right.
And we are learning that we need to fucking feel,
and
right?
not think.
Fuck.
Just walk around being penises.
Thank you, Rachel.
We just need to be penises.
For making us vaginas. Oh wait, we have to be penis. Thank you for making us penises.
We need to think with our feelings and not with
And
is it a yes or is it a no?
It's a total whiskey duck. So
this is great.
This is great.
Okay, so given our new perception in life, Biff, your response?
My response is still the same. You felt like this was toxic for you. And this is actually where I was going, was like, you need to do what feels good for you, not what your head is telling you. You need to do what feels good for you. You believe that this was toxic for you, but what did you feel? Did you feel this was toxic for you? If you are describing this as something that was toxic for you, that mindset isn't going to go away unless you make total peace with it until you can make good with your history together. But to still describe it as toxic, to say that you wouldn't break up that long ago, it's still fresh in a way, in my opinion. And I think that you're not going to be able to approach it from a neutral standpoint while you're still feeling it that way.
Still feeling it as toxic?
As toxic.
Okay.
And in the future, maybe, but just from the way that it's written, I feel like right now to even consider that might be too soon. So
consider getting back.
To consider being a friend. Yeah, it might be a little bit too soon. It's, for him saying like, I'm different now, I'm this, like it gives me the sense that he has the motive to like win you back. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. His
whatever different is for him
is
like,
to get her back by saying, let's be friends.
Right.
But really he's like, let's be friends. So then you tear down your boundaries and we're right back to our toxic patterns.
Yeah. And as we've learned recently, like if you're okay with that, then by all means, go for it. If you want to bring your boundaries up and down and that works for you, then come and go with him. But if you're describing this and you're feeling this in a way that it's like it's a very solid feeling within you, don't open that can of worms. Not yet. Let some time pass by. And then if you want to further an amicable relationship with this man, then I say do it. But if you continue feeling this way, I think you're setting yourself up.
For another breakup.
Toxic. Or disappointment, or worse. Toxic relationships
are so addicting.
Well, they're so addicting. Can we cheers to that? They're so addicting. But it's not just that. They evolve beyond toxicity sometimes. A lot of times, from what I'm familiar with. From just verbal, mental, gaslighting, psychological abuse. And sometimes they get a little bit more than that. And I'm not saying that this is where this is going. I don't know what the stats are on that, so I can't say anything with confidence. But I've seen these relationships get further. To me, it's almost as if the other person gets so comfortable being toxic that they justify, like, oh, if I went this far, you know what I mean? I don't know if I'm allowed to laugh about that, but I think you need to do what feels good for you. And by asking this question, I almost feel like you're trying to look for someone to tell you that you should be okay with it.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Just the fact that you're questioning, even though you're saying, it was a pretty toxic relationship. I don't know if I should be friends. Like, that means, yes, you want to. You just, like you just said, you want that confirmation. You want the one person to say, like, girl, just go ahead. Maybe he did change.
You want permission, almost.
That's what, yeah.
But you got to go with what feels good to you.
But that's probably what is feeling good. She does want to be back with him. And she just is worried about people being like, girl, he was such a jerk, or girl, you guys, all you did was fight, or he was controlling, or you guys were so possessive, or whatever. But she just wants that one confirmation bias.
Yeah. I think
so she's where, if my opinion, obviously, I do not know this writer, but my opinion is that she is wanting to be back with him.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you're not asking this question.
Right.
You're saying, no, this was toxic. This is no good. No.
Yeah.
I'm all set. I'm all done. I wish
Do
you the
what
best, and that's it.
Feels right to you.
So
If you're asking just blindly without that feeling, in my opinion, if you're asking like in that way that you're still describing it as toxic, then I don't think it's a good idea right now. Like I said earlier, like give it some time, especially if it's fresh. Give it some time because you know his motive is to get together, not to be with friends, not to be friends. Or, I mean, do you have to be a rocket scientist to get that?
We're assuming.
We're assuming, right?
Yeah.
But it's also okay if you decide that, like, all right, let's do this. Let's give this another shot. But just know that your boundaries are flexible.
And maybe the writer is actually coming from the perspective of like, I would like to just be friends with him. Is that okay?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think that's where I'm coming at, where it's just like, he wants more than that.
Right. I was going to say.
He wants more than that. And you can kind of infer, and we're assuming.
Yeah, by saying.
Because men.
I've changed. Get to know the new me. It takes years and years and years of change to change.
Yeah.
So if you guys broke up 2-3 months ago and he's telling you, oh, I'm different now, I've changed, that's a fucking crock of shit.
I wish I could combat that because I don't want to believe that.
But
knowing us, the two of us,
people, you don't wake up and
big brown couch
change.
Right now, like that took us too long.
You don't just,
you know what I mean?
You don't change in a month, 2 months, 3 months. So
you can make an effort in a month, 2 months, 3 months.
Absolutely.
You can show little progress, but you're also going to show a little bit of backstepping, you know?
I'm just saying if you're thinking, okay, it'll be fine to be friends with him again because maybe he has changed. No.
That requires work. It's work.
Is he actively doing the work?
Yeah. Here's what it comes down to at the end of the day. My opinion. If you have any doubts at all, if it is not a resounding yes,
it's a fuck no.
It's a fuck no.
Let's see what.
Please and thank you.
Dear a girl on the rise, trust your gut.
Yes.
You say that you, quote, just got out of a relationship, end quote, and that it was, quote, toxic, end quote. It probably took a lot for you to be able to extricate yourself from this relationship. I suggest that you stay the course and build your life independent of your ex. You can congratulate him on turning his life around and wish him well. Even if he has had an aha moment and is committed to being a better man, he needs time to practice that. Encourage him to live his life as you live yours. Don't go backwards. Stay on the rise.
Yes. Was that it? That's perfect. Perfect. And I think we're in agreement. The one thing that I wish we had considered, and Harriette did put that in there, the effort it took to extricate herself from that relationship. Like, we said it at the beginning, toxic relationships are addicting. And I don't understand that.
Well, they're addicting to if we're unhealthy ourselves.
Oh, great.
Normal people.
I thought this was for everyone.
Normal, I say with quotes. If they're being mistreated or they're not, you know what I mean? If there's like issues that are toxic, not just everyday relationship issues, they leave.
It's tied to self-value.
I have my own healing and growing to do. Right. And so our two wrongs are making a tornado. And we're each receiving things from our, what's the word I'm looking for? Dysfunction. We're both receiving something from each other's or our own dysfunction.
I see that.
That's why it's addicting.
I guess I'm not, quote, normal.
On paper, you are. Up here, no.
I know, kidding. That's only because I blew 0.1 under the legal limit. Can we just go to the next one, normal, friend?
Did you call me normaler?
I said normal friend because I was going to say normal bestie. And I stumbled over my words, but normaler friend.
Normaler friend. I was like, I am not the normaler of the two.
If I ever call you the of anything, it's because it's an exaggeration.
Oh, Biff, this one is for you.
Oh, I love being for me.
December 19th. Oh, I think that's my dad's birthday.
Yes.
December 19th.
It is. It's also Alyssa Milano's birthday.
Fuck that bitch.
That's right.
Mother concerned, son will be confused by gay father.
Oh, she's a Trump supporter? Did I go too far?
Never. Dear Harriette, my husband and I were married for only a few years before he finally told me the truth. He's gay. We divorced quickly as he already had a boyfriend.
Oh.
They moved in together and started a life. My ex and I share custody of our son, who is just starting school. This situation is all new to me, and I am worried about my son being with his father and his boyfriend. I don't want my son thinking that he is supposed to like men like his dad. I don't want to be insensitive, but it is a real concern of mine. I will love my son no matter what, but I just don't want his young mind to be confused. Any pointers on how to explain to my son that all people are different? Explaining love. Go ahead, please. That face.
Get the fuck off your high horse, you bigot. It is not about teaching your son what is normal, what is left, or what is right. It is literally telling your son to be authentic. There isn't teaching what is normal. You can apply that in so many different ways to see historically that teaching what is, quote, normal doesn't work. I know I'm reaching, but let's talk Dahmer. Let's talk Bundy. Charles, not Ted. Let's talk there isn't that. This is genetics you're talking about. And I will fight someone tooth and nail on that because I need proof otherwise. What it really comes down to is you're uncomfortable with your ex-husband and his boyfriend. I'm not saying that him cheating on you was right, but
it doesn't even sound like he cheated.
Well, he already had a boyfriend when they divorced. Like, they divorced quickly because he already had a boyfriend.
Oh, well, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But, I'm not saying the way that he went about it is necessarily right. Like, we do what we do, what's right for us in that moment. Ethical right is a whole other story. Yeah, I'm just trying to be a nice human, I suppose. But to say that there's going to be some sort of an influence, the choice he made was to try to be with a woman. That's the choice he made. Mm-hmm. He didn't make the choice to be gay. That's different. And that's a whole other story that is conforming to societal norms and standards. And I am so happy that in 2023, at least in Massachusetts, that I am free to be who I am. Mm-hmm. I can't imagine being in Texas. I can't imagine being in Florida, where I have to conceal my identity for the sake of some sort of political or social neutrality. I can't, I am thrilled I am here. Mm-hmm. Your child is who they are going to be now. They're going to mature. They're going to grow up. But who they are genetically is who they're going to be forever. That's the end of it. And even if they are straight, quote unquote straight, and get married to a woman, who's to say she won't convince him because he loves her so much to do some gay acts? Let's get real. I want to be sympathetic to the reader because I know the position. I'm sorry, to the writer. You're right. Because I know the kind of position I put my son's mother in when I came out. But I also want there to be an understanding that, right or wrong, the way that he approached this and the way that he did this, it's not a personal attack. It's not a personal vendetta. This person, they put you through hell and they broke your heart. And I'm so sorry about that. They have been breaking their own hearts for their entire lives. I'm not justifying it, but their happiness doesn't mean that you have to shield your child from that. It doesn't. Your child is already who they're going to be. Straight, gay, pan, A. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that's my feelings toward it. I think you need to take a step back and really evaluate if this is about your husband or about you. Because if it's about, well, actually that can go in so many ways now that I think about it. But if it's about your husband, then you're doing it wrong. If it's about you, find out why you're having these insecurities. Is it because you don't believe in homosexuality and etc., which I respect that you don't believe in it, right? I'm going to respect your belief. I'm not going to respect your action. That's different to me.
What action?
Just like the gay's not right. You don't need to spend time with your dad, if that's your belief. Or like going out and protesting a gay pride parade, or like...
The concern is just the influence her young child might see. I think I'm going to play devil's advocate only from the perspective of a mom who's not fully, I don't even know the word to use. A lot of, help me describe this.
I don't know.
Sexualities, titles, preferences, these types of things. A lot of them are new to me. A lot of them I don't fully understand. So because of that, I feel like I can a little bit see where the mom may be concerned that it could be confusing. Only because even, someone in my family, when they were younger, they said, I think it was pansexual or whatever. And then they later changed and, now they're straight, or, they wanted to be referred to as they, them. And then as they got a little bit older, it went back to she. And, so there was just kind of, I'm not going to speak for them. I don't know if they were
nuanced for you.
It was, we just were like, whoa, like, yeah. Like we're trying to keep up. And
you're still kind of with this specific individual, just for context, like they're a young person still discovering who they are too.
Yes.
Still to this day.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it felt very much like, for this specific situation with, this person that I know, it was like, they even had mentioned like, oh, I saw someone on TikTok and, they shaved their head and wanted to be referred to as they, them. And I just thought they were so beautiful. And like, I really loved them. And like, so it was almost like, I want to be like them. So I want to be they, them. So, right. So that they were influenced, so me being not fully, I was raised literally quoting my dad, men are men, women are women. You know what I mean? That's how I grew up. Right. That's how I was raised. So a lot of these
and gender roles. Right.
So a lot of
this isn't new to you assholes.
Right. No. So for me, I'm just like, I want to be supportive. I want to be loving. Also, I'm confused. So I feel like I can relate a little bit to the mom. I think she was a little bit dramatic, to an extent, but I can just relate the concern. Can this be something influential? If my child, who's young, goes to public school and there's people who are saying, I want to be they, them, and I'm pansexual, and, and then my child says like, oh, wow, that sounds really cool. Like, I want to do that too. And then, later they discover, no, that's not, I'm whatever. So just from me not being fully understanding of a lot of these things, I can relate to that extent. Where is that something that could be influential?
That you actually do raise a really good point, and I'm not going to shut it down. I'm just going to defer it. And the reason is because we are exposed third party to so many different things, whether it's on the internet or in school, that like I can't any more than you can control what my child's going to be exposed to on the outside. So Let me talk about the things that we can control. And that's what we expose our children to. We see, you said it yourself, your dad always said, men are men, women are women. The gender roles that you were raised with, or the gender roles that you know, that exposure is what normalizes it, quote, right? Normalizes it for us. If you make it an issue, there's going to be an issue. Same as if a parent puts their child in the middle of another dispute with a parent, regardless of what it is, that translates. And I was victim to that. You know, it translates. That child is going to see it from that perspective. They're going to see it from that way. Whatever light you paint your ex in, regardless of sexuality, in any light, period, is the light that your child is going to see that other person in if you're the primary caretaker.
Yeah, you're so right.
You know what I mean? So that's up to you.
It's like swearing, or if your child says a swear.
Yes, that's that's a perfect example.
Yep.
Except you're me, unless you're me and my mother.
Right.
But yeah, that's a perfect example.
Make it,
if you make it
super
if you make it an issue, that's when it's an issue.
Yeah.
You're
absolutely right.
And we take a lot from our parents. And there are a lot of things from my mom that I'm like, you know, as the primary caregiver, that I'm like, I'm very glad I got that from her. I'm a stubborn bitch because my mom said it's okay.
True that.
And that has saved me on many occasions. My mother didn't teach me how to lie.
Clearly.
So I'm going to have to get to that. I'm going to have a serious conversation with Grettis. But.
No, I think that is like.
Yeah, it's not an influence. He's going to grow up thinking it's okay to be gay.
Right.
Feeling it's okay to be gay. It's up to you.
But not feeling like now I have to, or I'm supposed to also be gay because my dad is.
Right.
No.
You know what you should be worried about? If I was worried about anything in this situation, I would be worried about whether or not my son was exposed to the conversation that my husband cheated on me. That's what I would be worried about. I would not be worried about the
Or if I'm making my son feel like he has to be cautious around his dad, or he's not allowed to love his dad. Yeah.
By both his parents or not. Or that he's loved by his dad even though he doesn't live with him anymore. That's what I'd be worried about. Not whether or not my son might turn out gay because his dad's gay. Okay, well, what happens if the dad's concerned and he goes to court is that my son might turn straight because his mom's straight?
Yeah.
Find ground in either of those.
Yeah.
There isn't.
Yeah.
Let your son be who he's going to be when he grows older or as he continues to grow up.
Yeah.
He's going to get influenced by the internet.
Yeah. We have potential to fuck him up by our reactions and responses to our fears.
Just like they have as much potential to fuck themselves up by their own responses and their own fears.
Yeah.
You know, and those fears translate. Let me put that out there. Psychologically speaking, if you make your fears their fears, they're going to carry them. You know what I mean? So my advice is you don't need help. You just need to let go. And maybe if you're okay with gay people and the LGBTQ community, then maybe let go of your grudge against your ex-husband. Work on that. I'm not saying it's as easy as just letting it go, but maybe work on that because that's translating into whether or not you want your son to spend time with his gay dad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah,
I think so.
Okay, I'm done being drunk. You want to read the answer?
I wish I was drunk.
I just keep sipping this. Plus,
Me too.
I've lost a lot of weight. Keep going.
Dear Explaining Love. Good question. Love comes in many forms, and you can talk to your son about that. You can describe the love between friends and family members. Describe how treating people kindly and respectfully is a demonstration of love. Tell him that some people who love each other choose to spend their lives together as a couple. While your son is young, that may be enough. He sees that your ex and his partner love each other. You can point out other couples who love each other. Do not cast judgment on anyone. Instead, talk about the power of love to bring joy and healing to people's lives. But truly, for a young child, it's enough to talk about love and respect without describing romance. When your son starts asking questions, you will get a sense of what he wants to know more about. You and your ex should talk about how you discuss being welcoming of his union. Children learn by what they see. Your son, hopefully, will witness loving relationships. When it is his turn to explore romance, love should be what inspires him, and his orientation will not be something he learned from his father.
Beautifully.
Yep.
Beautifully written.
I like it.
Beautifully, beautifully written.
Yep.
I love every part of that answer.
Yep.
Way to go, Harriette Cole.
Absolutely. One more?
Go ahead. Why not?
Ex-boyfriend bringing new woman to apartment.
Cut him. Cut him. Just based on the title alone. I hope he falls into a pile of spikes.
July 6th, 2020. Dear Harriette, I broke up with my boyfriend about 6 months ago, but he still lives in my apartment.
He lives in your apartment?
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
I know it sounds crazy, but I needed a roommate to split the rent with me.
Thank you for validating our feelings.
When we broke up, it just seemed easier for him to stay, at least for a while. Last weekend, while I was sitting in the courtyard of my building, enjoying a socially distanced gathering with my neighbors, this was in 2020, I saw him approach our building with another woman. It freaked me out. This isn't the first time he's brought a woman to the apartment. He's even had a few of them spend the night. I realize that we aren't a couple anymore, but I think it is so disrespectful for him to do that. I don't know what to do. This is my apartment that I own. I suppose I should ask him to leave, but I do need the financial help. What should I do? Mad at the ex. BF?
Your name is Mad at the Ex. I don't know what you're mad at, which part of that you're mad at, but I think maybe like look for a new roommate. Because this is like, there's a fine line here. You know, what you consider disrespectful is not him considering disrespectful. Maybe he's expecting that you're going to bring somebody home. He's paying rent.
Maybe he's trying to make you jealous so you'll be back with him.
Maybe, but also maybe he's paying rent. He has a right to do what he wants to do in that respect in certain ways. You know? Ish.
Yes and no.
Ish.
Right.
Ish.
Right.
I have mixed feelings of that myself.
Yeah.
Having been a roommate. But your certain situation, you guys broke up and you needed the financial help. Maybe the deal should have been like, you know, like stick around until I find somebody, or maybe just like I'll hunker down until I find somebody else to take over your lease type of situation. But it doesn't seem like...
Was there no conversation of like...
I don't even know how I glazed over that.
You know?
Yeah.
Like
what's respectful to each other? Can we like be respectful
are you cool
to each
if I
other?
bring someone home? Like, how does that work?
Right,
what
because what's respectful to you is not disrespectful to me.
Right. Also,
so
I'm paying rent.
Talk.
I'm living here. I'm paying to live here. If I want to bring someone home, I'm entitled to do that. However.
Right. I'm just thinking about like when I had gay roommates in my house, and I was just like, my one rule was like no randos. And I'm like cringing a little bit at that, listening to this and having my opinion on it. But I'm also like thinking to myself, like my big contingency on that was because my son sleeps here.
Yeah.
And I don't, like, if you don't know these people, I sure as hell don't know these people.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know, maybe I'm being a hypocrite, but like.
No, I always agreed with you. Like I have a child who sleeps here.
Right.
You know, he doesn't live with you. So it's not like it was constant, but he was there on weekends and on all of your days. So I think that is a little bit different.
Okay. Thank you for validating my feelings.
Yeah. I never saw you as like, you don't get to tell us who or who can't come here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because apparently they found boyfriends. So I know they came over.
Yeah.
It's a gay community. We all know each other. We all know each other sometimes. Not when you're trying to hook us up, but...
But yeah, there wasn't a conversation.
No, that's what I like. How did you not have that?
Or there wasn't like a
ground rules or
Like-
like a
I'm going out tonight, you cool if I have company or,
right.
But also,
I
I feel like any ex I ever have, past, present, future,
Get
are
the
going
fuck
to know
out.
not to bring a fucking new
They're
woman
gonna
into
know
my
to get
home.
to
They're
the
gonna
fuck
know
out.
that's not cool. That's not kosher. Cops will be called that night that you show up with a new fucking woman to my apartment.
I'm going to say something a little bit offensive. You
Great.
may have had sensible exes. That's the offensive part. Because there are people out there who don't have that acumen to understand or to be able to estimate, or what's the word I'm looking for? Like maybe read the room to say like what's
My ex will
uncomfortable
kill me?
for you or not.
If you're not aware of that,
I don't know.
you can't confidently tell me any single one of your exes, either they would or wouldn't care.
Can we redo this? I'm not saying names, but there's one that I think would have,
Would
again,
have what?
would have like pushed that envelope, wouldn't have asked about it.
But would they have been aware of your reaction to that? Is the question. Any man who's ever been with me, known me, talked to me, knows he's a dead man if he shows up to my door whether we're together or not together. He's just aware. He just knows if I'm out drunk and I take this girl back home with me, we're all dead. We're just all dead. Any man in my life knows
I'm
this.
going
My
to
brothers
say-
can tell my exes, if you bring a bitch home,
Right.
my sister's killing all of you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Are you not aware of that? Like, that's my question. You've had
And it's a very good question. My hand out like this for a little bit.
actual relationships that you're not aware of, if you brought a man home, that this ex particular would kill you or not kill you?
Me
And or were they
personally,
aware of you and your stance on that?
No, I can't. I think I was coming for like, I wouldn't be surprised if it happened in one particular circumstance, but no, I can't say that I know that. No, it's also hard for me to kind of separate as the boyfriend who is moving out, because yes, I wanted to, but no, I didn't, out of respect. But I can't say that I considered what their reaction would be. I considered their feelings, but not their reaction.
Is that not one and the same?
No, people don't always act on their emotions. And the people that do are usually the ones that are titled not normal. But not everyone acts on their emotions. But I mean, I need to say I didn't bring anybody in. Like, I didn't cross that line either. So I can't say that, to your point. I do think that I've dated people without the acumen to be able, like they weren't able to anticipate my feelings, but like it also hasn't happened, for the record. So yeah, like I can't come with anything that comes to that defense, and not to defend anybody who does this, but like if you break up with them, the thought is like, first of all, everything is a rebound romance when you're living with your ex. Can I just put that out there?
Yeah, because the second I'm out with a man, no matter if he's like the man of my dreams, the second he says like, oh, by the way, my roommate's my ex.
Everything is a rebound
Like,
romance.
Okay, well, we're done now.
We're done yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay, we're on the same
Yeah.
page. Thank you.
Yeah.
Everything is a rebound romance when you're living with your ex. But I guess that like the thought is, if you're listening to someone's words, right? And you have no space for anything other than literal, those people.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm not defending them again. You're done with me. Fine. You're done with me. Okay. That means I can date other people, which also speaks to the level of commitment they had for you.
And respect.
What?
And respect.
Yeah. For sure.
It's disrespectful.
I 100% agree with you. I am not disagreeing
that
with
your
you.
ex ain't me.
I'm not
Because
disagreeing
you would have
with
been
you.
dead a long time ago. But
You have tenants' rights.
no, you don't. Not if it's my fucking apartment.
Legally, you have tenants' rights.
No. If that's my apartment, I own it. My name's on it.
Honestly,
No.
I think the right approach would have been like, we're not together anymore and you need to move out. But I also understand that that's not always ideal. I think
that should have been a discussion.
It should have. I agree with you 100%.
That should have been
It should have been like, I honestly, that would have been at the forefront of my mind.
Like, sure, I can continue living here to help
Like,
you out financially.
if you want to live here, like,
for
go
me
ahead.
financially,
But like,
helps
we're
for
not
you
bringing people
financially.
home.
Right. But where is right? Are we good here or are we not? Because
Right.
if not, then I need to consider a different living arrangement.
That's it.
Also, what if it's a case of, yeah, sure, go ahead, bring who you want. I'll bring who I want home. And then it happens. And then it's like, whoop, just kidding. Thought I was okay with it, but now I'm not.
You have to live up to what you say, but that doesn't mean what you say isn't flexible. That's a conversation.
Right.
Right? I thought I was okay with it. Like, I really can't handle it.
But also, we're both going to be homeless. She did mention, I don't know if I can financially hack it. So now it's like...
Well, see, so now we're talking... Now I'm thinking about 2020 and COVID, and I'm like, okay, she might have a hard time finding somebody to fucking take over the lease. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But in real day, like, she'll find someone. You know, she'll have a hard time hacking it, whatever. But if that's your biggest concern, if your desire to have this place and fear for not having it, if that makes sense, is your bigger concern, then that needs to come to the forefront. You're going to fight tooth and nail about what you're feeling and him bringing somebody home, right? But maybe you need to kind of figure out which one has more importance to you.
This is my apartment that I own. I suppose I should ask him to leave, but I do need the financial help. So it really is like...
Post an ad, give him 60 days notice. You know what I mean? You're going to find somebody that'll take over and help with that. Unless it's a 1-bedroom.
You need to sit down and say, look, whether or not we had a conversation prior to this, it's not working for me now.
Mm-hmm.
However, it's going to be a real struggle, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Is there a way we can figure this out? I work Tuesday nights. Maybe we can agree, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe we both can benefit, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe Tuesdays and Wednesdays I won't be here, or I'll go to bed early or whatever. Is there a way to make it work or no?
Is there a compromise
For me,
or not?
right. For me personally, fuck no. I dare you bring a bitch into my apartment.
Oh.
I double dog dare you.
Here, let me try to lie. I'm totally cool with it.
Right. Yeah,
No.
sure. Bring whoever the fuck you
I am
want.
my best friend's best friend. Like, no.
No.
Oh, bad memories. Let's keep going.
No.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I lived with an ex because he needed a place to go, and I felt like I have the means. I'm a good human. And he had somebody over when I wasn't home, when I made it very clear, like, if I don't know them, they don't come here. You need a place to go? Fine. Here is... But that was different. We weren't already living together. We weren't living together. Yeah, but I found out on my own. I wasn't told, which matters to me.
She found out on her own also.
Because she
saw them.
Well, yeah, she was home.
She saw them.
She was home. She was like, oh, there's that fucking hussy eating my fucking cheddar. I don't know. It was the first thing that came to mind.
Fernando cheese.
No.
Cheddar?
That's feta.
I'm confused.
No, cheddar. Listen, if a guy brings me home, I want charcuterie. Otherwise, you ain't worth my time.
Pepperoni and sausage.
Did you hear this, Colin?
Pepperoni and sausage.
How many times have I said that is my ideal dinner?
Has he still not made you charcuterie for dinner?
He knows better. Of course he has.
Oh, I'm like, well then
But
what?
only when we first started dating. Now we're like an old married couple and we're like, what do you want? I'll cook dinner. Okay.
My advice is sit down and have the conversation.
I think you're right.
Whether it doesn't even matter if you guys did have a previous conversation and you thought you were cool with it and now you're not. Either way, it doesn't feel good. So you have to have the chat. Look, I thought I was cool with it. Turns out I'm not. However, I'm going to be homeless or it's going to be really sucky, or maybe you can not bring them back here for a month while I try to arrange
for your replacement.
Right.
Yeah. The one thing I do want to say here is take care of you first. And by that, I mean and I'm only speaking because of me.
I always saying, don't make yourself homeless or don't make yourself crazy. Because this is a very...
No, actually, neither of those. Do not base your decision on whether or not he's going to be okay. You need to do what's good for you first. Number one first. I don't know what his financial situation is. Can he afford an apartment on his own? Can he find roommates? Does he have friends? Here's your 60, 30, 90, 6-month notice. Figure it out. That kind of deal, if it comes down to that. Sorry, I had to say that because, of course, I would consider that because I like to punish myself for other people's situations.
We're in agreement that it's wicked disrespectful of him.
Yes, I think it's disrespectful. Is it wrong? I don't know. Disrespectful? Absolutely.
For sure. Answer?
Dude, yesterday.
Okay. Dear Mata X, I'm so sorry you had to experience that. Even though you and your ex are no longer a couple, clearly you have lingering feelings. Either for him or at least for the memory of what you had. I'm curious as to why you decided he could stay with you after the breakup. You speak of the money, and that's understandable on a certain level, but you must know that you can get another roommate. Consider the deeper issue. You may not be ready to let this man go. You have to face that and come to terms with what you want and deserve. Invite him to find a new place to live, give him a deadline for moving out, and look for a new roommate so that you can make a smooth transition. If you're not ready to do that, establish rules. Since it is your house, request that he not bring guests to your home. He won't like that, and it may prompt him to move out on his own. Tell him that it hurts your feelings when he brings his dates to your home. Admit that you thought it would work for him to remain your roommate, but you realize that it just won't. I think everything we said
was covered in that tiny little paragraph.
Fair enough.
Thank you, Harriette Cole.
Yeah, she's so great.
That was great.
Yeah,
thanks for siding with us.
All of them.
No, these were great questions. I don't have any objections to that response at all.
Yeah, I don't think we've had objections to any of her responses.
No, at all.
Yeah.
That's all we have for everyone today. Unless that's all we have for everyone?
That's all.
That's all.
I think to sum up this episode, just kill him.
You don't need no mans.
Bye.
Yeah, I don't know if they heard that head shake. They saw it.
They saw it.
Great. We're not. Okay. Yes. We're posting this. That's it. That's all. That's all we have. We have nothing else for you. You've exhausted us. We're shooting blanks.
We've exhausted you, is what Biff meant to say.
That's a true story. Send us your questions, your comments, and all your concerns to illadvisedthepodcast@gmail.com, or you can catch up on all of our episodes at illadvisedthepodcast.com.
Also on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at illadvisedthepodcast.
You're beautiful. You're wonderful. Your ex can't live with you.
Cut him.
And you're gay and it's okay. And thank you for listening.
You've been ill-advised.